Gold dragons are the paragons of dragonkind, majestic, wise, and devoted to justice. They're not here to kill, they're here to guide. Their dual breath, fire and weakening gas, spell mastery, and shape-shifting make them formidable defenders of the innocent. Each age brings deeper wisdom, stronger magic, and a more profound connection to the worlds that they guard. GameMasters here, and where red dragons conquer and black dragons corrupt, gold dragons guide. With Dragon Delves coming out soon, I wanted to expand a bit upon the various dragon varieties that we're going to find inside, should anyone wish to take the adventures beyond the pages of that book. We've previously covered red and black dragons, but today's video is all about gold dragons. They are the judges of evil, defenders of hope, and keepers of ancient truths. They don't demand worship, and they don't hoard out of greed, but they do collect treasure, which we'll talk about in a bit. For the most part, gold dragons are of a lawful good alignment. While there can certainly be exceptions to this, what we are going to concentrate on today will be how they are generally found. Lawful good. I've got today's video broken down into a few specific sections. One is advice for DMs on how to run a gold dragon, rather. Forgot what we were running. Gold dragons, yes. Another is going to be a section for players on how to interact with gold dragons. And of course, we're going to go through the various stages of age for each of them in those sections as well. Our first section, however, is an overview of what makes the gold dragon so special and different. Gold dragons have two distinct breath weapons, a cone of fire and a cone of weakening gas. But that said, they are not likely to just open up and breathe all over everything. They prefer to talk first, only using their breath weapons if absolutely necessary. They wield a wide array of clerical and wizardly-like magics. Their spells reflect their roles as protectors and arbiters. For example, upon reaching adulthood, gold dragons can cast Detect Magic, Guiding Bolt, Flame Strike, Zone of Truth, and Shape Change. With Shape Change, while they can change into another creature, their favored form is going to be that of a human. In this form, they will walk among mortals, not to spy or manipulate, but to understand them, to guide them, and yeah, sometimes to even test them. That wandering monk, it may be a gold dragon seeking wisdom. That quiet librarian might be an ancient gold dragon preserving forbidden knowledge. And that royal advisor that never seems to age, well, she's there to guide the king. Just don't ask her about her tattoos. Gold dragons live among the people, and they watch. A moment ago, I mentioned that they don't hoard treasure out of greed. While they do often collect treasure, it's knowledge and information that they truly desire. They will use the treasure that they have hoarded as payments in exchange for sacred texts or simply as a means with which to purchase information. It's also not uncommon to run across cursed items in a gold dragon's lair, not because it intends to use those cursed items, but because it's for the good of the world for those cursed items to not be out there in circulation. We'll talk about that a bit more later in the video. Gold dragons aren't just side quests. They can easily become a mentor for a paladin or a wizard, a patron that sends the party out on quests to stop real evil. They can be powerful allies who fight beside the players in apocalyptic moments, or even guardians of the afterlife, watching from the edge of reality. Next up is advice specifically for the Dungeon Master. DMs. Gold dragons are not villains, nor are they monsters to be used to throw at the characters. They are tests of virtue, mentors of champions, and they can be used as the heavy hand of justice when the law fails. Each age of the gold dragon brings a deeper alignment with cosmic order, as well as a growing sense of responsibility. A Wyrmling gold dragon is full of youthful exuberance, idealism, and curiosity. It may believe in justice, but it doesn't yet understand how complex morality can be. It may try to stop a local war by convincing both sides to just talk it out, but it's going to be unaware of the deeper causes. In play, you can use this Age of Gold Dragon to introduce the concept of moral tension to your players. Let the party learn consequences of their actions, but through the eyes of the Wyrmling. If you wanted to form an adventure around one, it may need to, it may be there to help the party resolve a local injustice. Perhaps it's seeking help in exposing a corrupt mayor, or it wants to stop a bandit uprising. At this age, a Gold Dragon Wyrmling cannot yet shape change, so much of what it's wanting to accomplish from a justice point of view is going to be done while still in dragon form. And keep that in mind, as many societies are reluctant to accept a dragon in any kind into their arms as being friendly. So in turn, the Wyrmling is likely going to be just a little bit hesitant of the party at first as well. Remember, it's also still kind of learning its place in the world. Regarding a Wyrmling's lair, it's likely going to be found in a ruined temple that once housed ancient knowledge, perhaps in a cave behind a waterfall, possibly even a shrine that is no longer frequented by humans. There will also be some sort of connection to history wherever it does decide to make its home. By the time the Gold Dragon has reached the ripe old age of young, they have become idealistic in their crusade, but they are starting to understand the weight of justice overall. They still cannot shape change at this age, but they have taken on a sense of protection. As such, they may be the secret protector of a small town or monastery. It may give the party quests to hunt down and deliver a criminal to a corrupt legal system. And consider that for a moment. It wants the party to hunt down a criminal and deliver them to a corrupt legal system. This would be less about it learning about morality, like it would have back when it was a Wyrmling, and more about learning what the characters would do when placed into a morally questionable situation. It's not about punishing that criminal. Instead, it's a quest about, can the dragon trust the party to do the right thing? The young Gold Dragon might warn of a greater evil. Again, testing, but this time to see if the party pursues personal gain or chooses to perform the greater good. Alternatively, you could also include a young Gold Dragon in your game as a divine messenger by having it arrive at critical moments to intervene, or at complex moments where it can offer a choice. Once the Gold Dragon has reached adult, it's learned its place in the world, and it knows what it needs to do in order to achieve justice and lead good leaders. To be fair, though, an adult Gold Dragon should be presented as legend. Not that they themselves are legendary, but rather no one has ever seen one. Or if there is, talks about someone having seen one, it's more rumors. My mom's uncle's sister's former roommate once saw one. That's what I mean that by they are legends at this age, because they have mastered the shape-changing spell and will actually spend much of their time in human form. They will likely advise rulers, shape diplomacy between nations, or even secretly maintain wards that will keep exoplanar evils at bay. At this age, its discretions in resolving wars and conflicts span centuries, and it has very well learned that morality can dip into a gray area, that sometimes the greater good comes at a cost. You can use the adult Gold Dragon by making it a major political or spiritual force where its words can change the world. It may offer sanctuary to the fallen, but it may also judge an individual's worthiness. The quests that it provides won't be about loot. It will be about changing hearts, about resisting the darkness of the evil, even reconciling old sins. Should you decide that your Gold Dragon is of the ancient variety, it's not just a dragon at this point, it's a cosmic guardian. It's going to be older than most nations. It may even dwell on another plane or even within a sanctum that is hidden away from mortal eyes. It's going to intervene only when absolutely necessary, but rest assured that when it does, the entire world is going to change. The ancient Gold Dragon will be the final voice of judgment in your campaign. It may offer up to the player's divine intervention, but only after testing their souls first. Its lair, and we mentioned this earlier, its lair is going to be full of cursed items that would otherwise be too dangerous to be left to roam the world. Of course, the lair itself is going to be guarded by celestial beings, and upon resting within 6 miles of an ancient Gold Dragon's lair, it can actually enter your dreams and alter the environment there, create landscapes, even objects and other images. In short, It's going to know that you are nearby, or it's going to know that your players are nearby well before they even know that there's a gold dragon in the area. DMs, make no mistake. This is not a dragon to throw at your players to battle. Yes, you could do that, but there are a lot of other dragon types out there that would be more fitting if you really want to have a knockdown, drag out slobber knocker. But I will offer this up. Should the characters be foolish enough to go up against and battle a gold dragon, regardless of its age, it's not going to be an easy fight, and the landscapes should be altered and forever changed should the dragon fall, as its good influences will no longer have an impact on the area. To that end, let's explore how the players can actively interact with gold dragons. Players, gold dragons are not enemies. They are opportunities, chances to grow your character, to change, to stand beside something greater. But don't be fooled either. Gold dragons are not easy to deal with. They're going to test your character's integrity, bravery, resolve, and empathy, and they will remember your answers. Well, provided the DM is actually taking proper notes. What I want to present to you are some various things that you can do and how to interact with a gold dragon based on its age. Should you encounter a gold dragon wyrmling, it's likely going to see the party as heroes, and as such, it may view your actions and stories as righteous, and because of that, it may ask to join your party for a bit to learn more about you and the world around it. At this age, the dragon is still learning its place. It has a sense of justice, but it's still learning how morality overall works and unfolds. You may need to protect the wyrmling from poachers, from cultists, perhaps even from older dragons of different colors. The DM is likely going to include this kind of dragon in the game to encourage role-playing. But moreover, should your DM toss one into your game, let your character approach it and try to serve as a mentor. Understand that this creature is one that is destined for greatness, and there is a good chance that you're probably going to encounter this one later in life, later in the campaign, and you'll be very happy that you have it at your side. Running across a young dragon is rare, but should you can expect it to offer up quests, and it's going to have a lot of quests to offer. At this age, it's got a solid footing on morality, even though it may not fully understand every implication. But what it's going after, at its core, is justice. It wants the world to be full of good, and as such, the quests that it offers may also be in the form of tests. You won't overtly know it's a test, but it's going to be testing your moral compass. Passing, and it may reveal to you the secret identity of an evil sorcerer, which in turn will send you on another quest, or it might serve as a means to go out into the world and gather up as many cursed artifacts as you can find, not because it necessarily wants them, but because it knows the damage that those curses can cause, and it figures that items like that are going to be safer being guarded in its lair than out there kind of roaming the world and falling into the wrong hands. The best advice I can give here is, don't try to impress the gold dragon. Be honest with it. They can see through false heroics and will generally reward genuine humility. Adult gold dragons are seeking justice, just as their younger selves used to do, but now they understand the gray areas of morality. What's more, they can shape change into animals and even humans, so that they can move through the masses and simply observe. It's not unusual for an adult gold dragon in human form to own a tavern or inn where information walks in on a daily basis. It would be rare for them to make themselves known that they're a dragon, which plays directly into gold dragons being the stuff of legendary tales. Still, at this age, treat interactions with the adult gold dragon like political meetings or even courtroom dramas. Respect, diplomacy, and self-awareness are going to go much farther here than swords and slinging spells. Ancient gold dragons simply put, if a DM has introduced an ancient gold dragon into the game, be prepared for the entire campaign to shift and change. You are likely about to be sent across to a different plane altogether. You may even be thrust into the dreamscape of a dying god. This dragon may grant to each party member a personal revelation, or at the very least, a personal judgment of their past, which is going to ultimately change your goals forever. They may very well require a sacrifice, not of one's life, but of one's pride or desire. Should this encounter come to pass, this is the time for soul searching, for answering. What does your character stand for? What will they give up to save the world? Because the ancient gold dragon is only going to appear should the entire world be in jeopardy of an apocalyptic event, and for some reason it's convinced that you are the chosen ones to help save it. That all said, I also want to provide to you all some common traps that I've thrown at my players when I've introduced gold dragons into the game. Gold dragons should inspire awe, but they are much more than just good guys with wings. My players have all approached the gold dragons in various ways over the years, but I'd like to share with you some misconceptions and things that they have trapped themselves into thinking. Trap 1. It's good, so it won't hurt us, right? The reality is, gold dragons are typically lawful good, but they're not pacifists. If you are cruel, unjust, or you act without honor, they are going to intervene, which could mean something like casting a spell at you, exiling you, or even immolation. Don't confuse kindness with weakness. These dragons judge. Trap 2. We'll just convince it to help us for free. Gold dragons may support your goals, but they do operate under their own priorities, usually forms of justice, their own law, and of course, cosmic balance. They don't owe you any favors just because you view yourself as the heroes. You'll need to be prepared to make a case, offer up truth, humility, or present to the dragon a worthy cause or ancient knowledge. Then it may be more open to helping you. Trap 3. I have a sword, so let's just fight it. Listen, gold dragons can cast devastating spells, and they are masterful tacticians. Not to mention that slaying one might put you on the radar of other celestial forces, or even end your campaign in tragedy, as they may have been what was holding the darkness at bay all along. Unless the gold dragon has turned from its path, combat here should really be your last resort. Trap 4. We'll trick it with a lie. Gold dragons have legendary insight. That is, that they can easily discern your mood and intentions. They can detect your lies as they have lived centuries among mortals, watching them, learning their body language, understanding how they scheme. Your deception is going to fail, and it may very well be the last thing that your character tries to do. Be honest. Even flawed honesty can earn more respect than a polished deception. Trap 5. It's just an NPC, right? As mentioned, if a DM has included a gold dragon into the campaign, it's going to mean something. It's there for a reason. The gold dragon can be a campaign-defining creature, mentors, gods in disguise, judges of fate. If you treat them like any other quest-giving NPC, you are going to be missing out on depth. Engage them like you would a living legend. Ask yourself, what would my character learn just by being in their presence? Now, I've got a question for you. Well, one for the DM to ponder, but also one for the players to answer. But first, I want to thank everyone for watching today's video, and I only ask that if you got anything out of it, to please give it a thumbs up. That helps it really spread to more people. I also want to give a warm thank you to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters, as their contributions to the channel have made it so that I didn't need to take on a sponsored ad for today's video. If you'd like to become a member or Patreon supporter, I'll leave a link down in the description, as well as kind of below me here in my little talking box. Gold dragons are more than majestic monsters or powerful allies. They are reflections of what the campaign world could become at its very best. They can challenge the dungeon master to think beyond combat, to ask, what role would a gold dragon have in my world? And would the players even ever know that it was watching them? If you're a DM, let me know in the comments, how would you use a gold dragon to test your party's ideals? Again, comment below. For players, these dragons are not just magical creatures, they are moral mirrors. They see through your boasts and past your bravado. Ask yourself, what would your character do if a golden dragon offered you a quest, not for gold, but for redemption? Comment below and tell me, would you accept that challenge, or would you walk away from the judgment of something truly good? Again, let's keep the conversation going down in the comments, and until next our paths cross, may you be worthy of a gold dragon's gaze.